Heir to an ancient dynasty, the secret. The world didn't want to reveal an exclusive investigation that will shake the foundations of world history. By Dr. John Paresh, psychologist, PhD in history, special correspondent for the International Historical Journal. Ancient Civilization. It Reduction. A meeting that changed everything. Over the past 3 years, our research team, composed of historians, archaeologists, and anthropologists, has been working on an ambitious project to uncover the true roots of human civilization. Our investigation led us to a sensational discovery that we hesitated to make public for security reasons. In a quiet corner of the Spanish island of Tenerife, we found a man whose story doesn't just change our understanding of the past, it turns it upside down. A man whose lineage reaches back thousands of years, far beyond any officially recognized royal dynasty. A man who is the direct heir to the oldest royal bloodline on Earth. Victor Lechner V, the last living representative of a dynasty that stood at the origins of European civilization and the formation of global power structures. A dynasty known only to a select few within the highest echelons of power, and the Vatican an unexpected acquaintance. Our first meeting with Victor happened entirely by chance, or so he thought. After months of meticulous archival work and analysis of ancient manuscripts, we traced his path and arranged a chance meeting at a seaside restaurant in Tenerife. He behaved like a normal person, friendly, open, with a great sense of humor, one team member recalled. Looking at him, you'd never imagine you were in the presence of the heir to the oldest royal dynasty in human history. For a week, we communicated with Victor without revealing the true purpose of our visit. We observed him in different situations, analyzed his behavior, speech, and habits. Everything pointed to a person of exceptional background and upbringing, though he hid it well. It was only on the 7th day, in the cozy atmosphere of the same restaurant where we first met, after several glasses of good wine, that we managed to lead him into a candid conversation. A casual chat among friends, or so it seemed. What we heard exceeded even our boldest assumptions. They tried to kill me twice. The first thing that struck us in Victor's story was his account of 2 assassination attempts that he miraculously survived. His calm tone contrasted sharply with the horrific details of these events. The first time was on a freezing winter evening, Victor recalled, sipping wine slowly. I was sitting in a cafe when 2 men approached and asked if they could join me. The seat was free, so I said yes. We struck up a casual conversation. They invited me to dinner the next day. At first, everything seemed fine. We drank vodka, which was normal back then. But once I got drunk, the conversation turned to politics and power. I realized these weren't random men. They knew my real name and title. They wanted me to sign documents related to the order. Even drunk, I understood what that meant. I played along, acted more intoxicated than I was, and said I needed to go to the restroom. Instead, I slipped out through the cloakroom and left. They followed, caught up with me, tried to force me to sign. When I refused and tried to escape, one of them pulled a knife. Victor reluctantly unbuttoned his shirt, revealing 2 scars, one near the solar plexus. That's where they managed to stab me. Only my thick winter coat and some passers-by saved me. The second attempt was even more dramatic, a deep scar across the left side of his chest. It happened in December 1995. Late at night, someone rang the doorbell. The hallway light wasn't working. When I opened the door, I was hit over the head with something heavy, then stabbed in the heart. Victor spoke as if describing a trip to the store, but his eyes betrayed deep emotional trauma. Somehow, I managed to slam the door shut and call an ambulance. 9 major surgeries, a year in the hospital. The doctors still call it a medical miracle. We reviewed Victor's medical documents and consulted leading cardiologists under condition of anonymity, all of whom confirmed survival after such injuries is extremely rare. The knife pierced the heart. Had it gone a bit deeper, he would have died in minutes, one specialist explained after reviewing x-rays and medical reports. Police reports confirmed the attacks, but both cases were closed due to failure to identify the assailants. Our boldest assumptions. A secret kept in the Vatican. The most astonishing part of Victor's story is a birth certificate issued by the Vatican, a document whose existence is not officially recognized, but according to our sources, is kept in the Holy See's top-secret archives. I was around 9 when my grandmother first showed it to me, Victor recalled. It wasn't a normal birth certificate. It was on special paper with watermarks, seals, and signatures of high-ranking Vatican officials. It clearly stated that I am the hereditary prince of the first royal dynasty on Earth. According to Victor, this document is the most closely guarded secret of his family. It was hidden in a special compartment, known only to his grandmother and himself. Our request for official comment from the Vatican went unanswered. However, we managed to speak with a former Vatican archivist who confirmed the existence of a secret division within the Church, unknown even to most high-ranking clergy. The Vatican holds many secrets the public knows nothing about, he said under condition of anonymity. The existence of ancient bloodlines predating recognized dynasties is one of them. There's a separate vault in the secret archives accessible only to the Pope and a few trusted cardinals. Some documents date back well before the Roman Empire. A lineage stretching back thousands of years. According to documents Victor studied in childhood, his lineage predates to Alexander the Great and Julius Caesar. It continues through Agrippina the Younger and her younger son Augustus, whom official history ignores, who founded a secret order to control the world. My ancestors never sought public power, Victor explained. They preferred to rule from the shadows, through institutions and organizations they created. The order founded by my ancestors still exists. Its members hold key positions in governments, financial institutions, and international organizations worldwide. We consulted with respected historians specializing in ancient history. Though they refused to comment on Victor's case, they acknowledged significant gaps and inconsistencies in Roman history, particularly regarding certain imperial family members. Roman history was written by political victors, noted a professor of classical history at Oxford. Some figures were erased, others glorified beyond their real importance. History is interpretation, often driven by political agendas. Recent archaeological finds have also challenged established views, with evidence of advanced civilizations existing when humanity was supposedly still primitive. The secret order and today's world order. The most troubling part of Victor's story is his claim that the ancient order still controls global processes, including today's geopolitical conflicts. The order no longer serves humanity, but exists to preserve the power of certain bloodlines, he said bitterly. Over 2 millennia, its noble ideals were replaced by greed and thirst for power. Victor claims modern global crises are not accidental but deliberate operations. The plan is to destroy the economy and culture of Germany, then all of Europe, he said. Russia disrupted those plans, so now the order aims to provoke a larger conflict. He added, talking to Germans, I get the impression they're losing the ability to distinguish truth from lies. A government official told me Russia wants to attack Germany. I replied, Russia has everything it needs. Land, resources. What does Germany have to offer? Cars. China makes better, cheaper cars now. Why would Russia want Germany? To feed it? As long as governments are elected for 4-year terms, they won't care about the people. They come to power to steal from their own nation. You think your government cares about you? He continued. Their agenda is to bring Germany back to the Stone Age. Factories are closing. Prices are rising. Can't you see? They're destroying your people, your culture, your country. Some of these claims are indirectly supported by geopolitical experts we consulted, who noted strange inconsistencies in the actions of global leaders. There are indeed political decisions that defy national interest or rational logic, said a Harvard geopolitics professor. At times it feels like a hidden script is guiding world leaders, regardless of voter will. A prince who wanted a simple life. Victor's psychological profile does not match that of a megalomaniac or paranoid individual. On the contrary, he has tried to live an ordinary life for decades. My dream was always simple: a small business, a house by the ocean, a garden, and world travel, he said. I never sought power or fame. Knowing my lineage was more a burden than a privilege. For years, Victor worked various jobs, ran small businesses, engaged in charity, and lived as an ordinary citizen. Neighbors describe him as intelligent, well-mannered, and broad-minded. There's something aristocratic about him, but without arrogance, one neighbor said. Always polite, always helpful. A psychologist who analyzed video interviews with Victor noted, there are no markers of fabrication. He speaks of traumatic events with the emotional detachment common to real trauma survivors. His nonverbal cues, micro-mimicry, pauses in speech, pauses all suggest he's telling the truth. Why speak out now? After decades of silence, Victor has decided to reveal his true identity. Why now? I can no longer remain silent, he explained. This land, the countries my ancestors built, are under threat. As the rightful heir, I have every right to ascend the throne of modern Germany. We saw not a thirst for power in his eyes, but deep concern for humanity's future. The order has lost its way. Its leaders serve only themselves. As the rightful head of the order, I must restore its original principles and stop the disaster they're bringing. Victor believes only he can stop the escalating conflicts and restore peace to Europe. I'm ready to address the order's members, those who know I'm the rightful heir to both the royal line and the order, he said, and I need the Vatican's promised help. The papacy vowed to support my family, as it was my ancestors who helped Christianity and the church rise. I have the full right to ascend the throne, by a law that's thousands of years old. What's next? Victor Lechner, 5-story, raises profound questions about power, secret societies, and hidden systems of global governance. Whether one believes him or not, his life is marked by extraordinary events and enduring mysteries. Our investigation continues. We are working to gain access to Vatican archives and other documents that may verify this remarkable story. We've also made contact with several European royal houses who expressed cautious interest. Meanwhile, Victor lives quietly in the sunlit hills of Tenerife, aware of the danger he faces and the responsibility he may yet have to bear. I don't seek power for its own sake, he concluded. I seek the restoration of truth and justice, a world where people live in harmony, not constant fear of war and collapse. This material is the result of months-long investigation. All available facts have been rigorously verified. Some names have been changed to protect sources' identities,